Every brand has a beginning. Most people only know the ending. Today, Ferrari is associated with speed, luxury, and some of the most recognizable cars ever built. The prancing horse logo is a symbol of prestige and performance. But Ferrari did not begin as a car company. It began with a man obsessed with racing. Enzo Ferrari was born in 1898 in Modena, Italy, a region that would eventually become known as the heart of Italian automotive engineering. His childhood was shaped by machines. His father owned a small metalworking business, and from a young age, Enzo was surrounded by tools, engines, and the sounds of industrial work. Yet the moment that defined his future came when he was just a boy attending a local automobile race. Watching the drivers push their machines to the limit left a deep impression. In that moment, Enzo decided he would become a racing driver. Life, however, did not move in straight lines. The First World War disrupted Italy and devastated many families. Enzo lost both his father and his brother during this period, leaving him to rebuild his life in a country struggling to recover. Work was difficult to find. Eventually, he secured a position with a small automotive company and began pursuing his dream of racing professionally. By the early 1920s, he was driving competitively and had joined Alfa Romeo as a racing driver. For several years, Enzo Ferrari competed across Europe, gaining experience and building relationships within the racing world. But he gradually realized something important. He was not the greatest driver. Where Enzo truly excelled was in organizing, managing, and building racing teams. In 1929, he founded Scuderia Ferrari, originally as a racing team that prepared and managed cars for Alfa Romeo drivers. Ferrari himself was not manufacturing vehicles yet. Instead, his organization became a powerful racing operation that represented Alfa Romeo on the track. Under Enzo's leadership, the team grew rapidly. Ferrari's ability to recruit drivers, manage engineering talent, and build competitive teams turned Scuderia Ferrari into one of the most successful racing groups in Europe. But the relationship with Alfa Romeo would not last forever. As the 1930s progressed, tensions developed between Ferrari and the leadership of Alfa Romeo. Enzo wanted more independence and greater control over the direction of the racing program. Alfa Romeo, however, saw Scuderia Ferrari as part of its own racing structure. Eventually, the two sides separated. The split forced Enzo Ferrari into a difficult position. He was no longer running Alfa Romeo's racing operations, and for several years, contractual agreements prevented him from using the Ferrari name on automobiles. During this period, he founded a small engineering company called Auto Avio Costruzioni, producing machine tools and aircraft components. Then the Second World War began. Italy's industrial landscape shifted toward wartime production. Enzo's factory was relocated from Modena to the nearby town of Maranello. The move would eventually become historic, though at the time it was simply a practical decision to protect the business. After the war ended, Enzo Ferrari finally began pursuing the vision that had been forming for years. In 1947, the first car bearing the Ferrari name was completed. The 125S was not designed primarily as a luxury automobile. It was built for racing. To Enzo Ferrari, road cars were simply a way to fund the true passion of the company, motorsport. This philosophy defined Ferrari's identity from the very beginning. While other manufacturers focused on mass production, Enzo remained committed to performance and competition. Ferrari vehicles were engineered to win races first and be driven on roads second. Success followed quickly. Ferrari began competing in international motorsport and rapidly established a reputation for speed and innovation. By the 1950s, the company had become one of the dominant forces in Formula One racing. Yet the path was not without tragedy. Motorsport in the early decades was extremely dangerous. Several Ferrari drivers lost their lives while racing, and these events left a deep emotional impact on the team and on Enzo himself. The pursuit of speed carried real human cost. Despite this, Ferrari never abandoned its racing identity. The cars grew more advanced, the brand became more recognizable. What began as a racing dream slowly evolved into one of the most admired automotive manufacturers in the world. But the core philosophy never changed. Ferrari was not created to build comfortable transportation. It was created to win races. The luxury image, the exclusivity, the iconic red cars, those came later. At the beginning, there was only a racing team, an ambitious engineer, and a relentless belief that performance mattered above everything else. That is how it all began before the brand.